On February 25, 1981, in the capital of South Korea, Park Ji-sung was born. He grew up not far from Seoul, in the city of Suwon, the capital of Gyeonggi Province. In his childhood, he was a rather weak child, and his parents had to regularly feed him meat. However, he started playing football from an early age, participating in local youth teams. Professional clubs were hesitant to invite him due to his height and physique, but Park persevered, working on himself both on the field and in the gym, building muscle mass. His efforts paid off, and in January 2000, Park signed his first professional contract with the modest Japanese club Kyoto Purple Sanga. At the age of 19, Park made his debut in professional football. In his first season with the new team, he played in frequently only 16 matches and scored 1 goal, and the team was relegated from the J.League. The second season was more successful for the Korean. Park helped his team return to the top tier of Japanese football and, in the process, won his first career trophy, playing in the majority of starting matches. A year later, he won the Emperor's Cup with the team, scoring a headed goal in the final. In total, during his 3 seasons in Japan, Park played 85 matches and scored 12 goals. After the 2002 World Cup in Japan and South Korea, Park received numerous offers from European clubs. However, he decided to complete the season in Japan before making a move to Europe. His next club was the Dutch team PSV, coached by Guus Hiddink. Hiddink was well acquainted with the Korean player, having worked with him in the national team. However, things didn't go smoothly at first. Fans were skeptical about this transfer, and the adaptation to the new league prevented Park from showcasing his full potential. Moreover, a meniscus injury made the situation even more challenging. It reached a point where Park avoided confrontations on the field, and the fans of his own team jeered the newcomer. Nevertheless, perseverance and hard work paid off. In the following season, Park Ji-sung became one of the team's leaders, and a year later, he helped the team win the Dutch Eredivisie and the KNVB Cup. In the same season, PSV reached the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, where they lost to AC Milan, with Park scoring one of the goals in that match. However, let's go back to the earlier stage of the European competition, where PSV played against Lyon. Sir Alex Ferguson attended this match personally to watch Michael Essien, but he was impressed by a player from the opposing team. In his first European club, Park played 92 matches, scoring 17 goals. Having become a 2-time champion of the country with PSV and winning the Dutch Cup and Super Cup, he was ready for a new challenge in his career. In July 2005, Park Ji-sung moved to Manchester United, rejecting an offer from Chelsea. His first season with the new team was successful, and the Korean quickly became a key player for the Red Devils. In that season, under Ferguson's guidance, they secured the second spot in the Premier League, trailing behind Chelsea. The following 2 seasons saw Park spending more time on the sidelines due to knee injuries. However, his dedication and versatility kept hopes alive for a successful career in Manchester. The hard work paid off in the 2008-2009 season when the midfielder managed to avoid serious injuries. He played a crucial role in helping the Red Devils win 4 out of 7 possible tournaments that season, reaching the final in 2 others. Notably, he scored an important goal in the Champions League semi-final against Arsenal. Unfortunately, it was the last injury-free season in his career. Despite injuries, he remained an essential part of the team in crucial matches for a long time. However, injuries did leave an imprint on his career, and the manager increasingly relied less on him. In total, during his 7 seasons with Manchester United, Park Ji-sung played 105 matches, scored 27 goals, and won 11 trophies, including 4 Premier League titles, a Champions League victory, a Club World Cup, and being twice on the verge of winning the Champions League. In the 2012-2013 season, Park Ji-sung moved to Queen's Park Rangers, which was in its 2nd season in the English Premier League after promotion. He immediately became the captain, and there were high expectations for him despite other significant acquisitions for the team. However, once again, knee injuries prevented him from completing a full season and assisting his new club. Park got relegated to the Championship, but Park chose not to play in that league. Instead, he went on loan to the familiar PSV Eindhoven, where, unfortunately, he continued to be troubled by the same knee injury. In the South Korean national team, Park made his debut at the age of 19, and just a year later, he played in the 2002 World Cup, which took place in his home country, becoming the third youngest player in the squad. However, this did not prevent him from playing in all 7 matches for the Korean national team in the tournament, which created a sensation by reaching the semi-finals. They topped their group by defeating the Polish national team with a score of 2-0, drawing 1-1 against the USA. In the final group match, a goal from today's birthday celebrant brought victory over the Portuguese national team with a score of 1-0. Portugal played with a numerical disadvantage from the middle of the first half, earning one of the 2 red cards in the 27th minute of the match. In the round of 16, they played to a 1-1 draw against the Italian national team. In extra time, thanks to the then existing golden goal rule, they advanced to the next stage of the tournament. This match became infamous for its controversies, including penalties early in the game against the Italians, disallowed goals for the hosts, and Francesco Totti's expulsion. Nevertheless, the Koreans advanced to the quarterfinals, where they played to a goalless draw with the Spanish. Only through a series of post-match penalties did they progress to the semifinals. Park Ji-sung also successfully converted his penalty kick. The fairy tale ended there as they lost in the semifinal to the Germans with a score of 0-1, and the match for third place was lost to the Turks with a score of 2-3. The 2006 FIFA World Cup turned out to be unsuccessful as the South Korean national team collected 4 points, but it was not enough to advance from the group stage. Park Ji-sung scored 1 goal in the tournament, finding the net against the French national team, who would become the finalists. The match ended in a 1-1 draw. In 2010, the South Korean national team collected the same number of points, but this time it was enough to advance to the knockout stage. The only victorious match in the group stage was against the Greek national team, ending with a score of 2-0, and one of the goals was scored by our hero today. However, in the round of 16, they were defeated by the future semi-finalist of the tournament, the Uruguayan national team, with a score of 1-2. In 2011, at the Asian Cup in football, the team with Park Ji-sung won the bronze medal by defeating the Iranian national team in extra time in the quarterfinals and losing to the eventual winner, the Japanese national team, in a penalty shootout in the semifinals. In the same year, the Korean announced the end of his international career, explaining it as a desire to make way for younger players. Park Ji-sung played 100 matches and scored 13 goals for the South Korean national team. Guis Hiddink faced criticism when he brought him to PSV. He's a supporting actor who doesn't shy away from doing the dirty work, capable of running non-stop for the entire match, very intelligent and focused. "I need this footballer," responded the Dutch coach to skeptics. After some time, they called him a player with 3 lungs. Mobile, fast, enduring, incredibly energetic. He's one of the rare players capable of creating space for himself, and despite his height, he plays excellently on the second floor, described Alex Ferguson, the Korean. For him, Park was a savior who could be deployed in any midfield position. He could play as a defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder in the center, and even on any attacking flank. Here's what the Manchester United coach said about his player. "A player with such quick thinking on the field is a real find. He won't get upset if he doesn't start instead. He'll continue working and genuinely rejoice for his teammates and the team." Ferguson indeed didn't always start the Korean, but in important matches, he invariably stepped onto the field from the first minutes. One of the illustrative examples was the 2-match clash in the Champions League against Milan. "Today, your task is not goals or assists, your goal is Pirlo," were the instructions Park received from his coach. Andrea Pirlo himself commented on this. "Ferguson unleashed Park Ji-sung on me. He grabbed me by the shirt, trying to stop me. He chased me until the last minutes, not letting me do anything with the ball. His dedication was striking. Despite his star status, he agreed to be a tireless workhorse. In that confrontation, Park not only closed down the opponent's main playmaker, but also scored one of the goals for his team. But his favorite opponent was Arsenal. He scored more against the Gunners than against any other team, netting 5 goals in 13 matches. Arsene Wenger would get furious when he saw him on the field in matches against his team, stating, "He was like an annoying dog who ended up next to any player getting the ball." Fans adored him not only for his hard work and loyalty to the team, but also for his off-field behavior. He was incredibly cheerful and modest, dressing like a guy from the neighborhood without any airs, and genuinely celebrated goals like a child. On many occasions, supporters sang songs in his honor, despite the team being filled with stars. In 2014, at a press conference, Park Ji-sung announced his retirement. "I've been thinking about retiring for a long time. I need more time for recovery. I could have knee surgery, but it doesn't guarantee anything. And it's probably time," the Korean said with a smile on his face. He continued, "No tears or regrets. Thanks to the fans for the support. I am happy that I have achieved results that my homeland will remember forever." After some time, the Korean got married. After retiring, Park remained involved in football, contributing to the development of the sport in his home country. Additionally, he took on various roles within Manchester United. Park Ji-sung has forever etched his name in the history of Asian football. He became the first world-class footballer from the region to lead a team as captain in UEFA Champions League matches and the first Asian player to win the UEFA Champions League. Happy birthday!